You feel like you've got it all figured out. You're in love, you have a great time together, you're building a life, and the future feels unstoppable. But what if I told you that a secret money habit, one you might not even know your partner has, is a ticking time bomb set to blow it all up? It sounds a little dramatic, I know, but the reality is that money troubles are a massive reason why relationships fall apart. Arguing about money is a top predictor of divorce, right up there with disagreements about kids, intimacy, or the in laws. A recent Bankrate survey found that a whopping 40% of Americans in relationships have kept a financial secret from their partner. It's a symbol for much deeper things like trust, security, and respect. When your partner hides a huge debt or a secret spending habit, they're making a solo decision that blows up your shared future, your security, and your ability to trust them. The reasons often boil down to shame or fear of your reaction, but the damage is the same. It creates a massive crack in the foundation of your partnership that's two out of every five couples. A partner who won't talk about money is usually showing a symptom of a much deeper issue. Sure, they could be hiding something, like we just talked about, but it could also be that they grew up in a family where money was a taboo topic. Seriously, put it on the calendar once a month. This isn't the time for lectures and spreadsheets. It's a time to connect, grab a coffee, pour a glass of wine, and start with the big picture stuff. So they literally don't know how to talk about it. It might be that they feel a deep sense of shame or failure about their finances, and avoiding it is how they cope, which you probably know as the classic saver versus spender dynamic. But when they collide day after day without any compromise, it creates constant friction. The saver feels stressed out all the time, watching the spender waste money that could be securing their future. The spender feels judged and controlled, like they can't enjoy anything without a side of guilt. This isn't just about spending habits. It's a deep conflict over what money means to each of you. The spender can spend it and the saver can save it. This system builds freedom right into your budget. It stops the micromanaging and lets both of you feel in control of your choices while still working as a team on the big stuff. Is it security or freedom? The future or the present? This is when one partner uses money as a tool to exert power and dominance over the other. It's a form of abuse that can start subtly but is incredibly damaging, period, if all the accounts are in your partner's name. Talk to a trusted friend or family member, a therapist, or a domestic abuse hotline. Financial control is a serious form of abuse, and you do not have to go through it alone. You need to open an account in your own name and start building your own financial independence. You will make your relationship stronger in every other area. 2. Building a financial partnership is about so much more than a joint bank account. It's about building a life together on a foundation of unshakable trust. It's about knowing that no matter what, you've got each other's backs, you're a team. The communication shutdown, mismatched values, and financial control, they're about a breakdown in the things that make a relationship work: trust, respect, communication, and shared values. Money is just the lens that brings these deeper problems into sharp focus. I want to leave you with a question so we can all learn from each other. What is the best piece of financial advice you've ever received for your relationship? Share your wisdom in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video on how to build a bulletproof financial plan as a couple. Every person in a relationship should have some money, that is, there's a loan that the other person cannot access or control. One of you gets a genuine thrill from watching your savings grow. Major purchases and financial plans have to be discussed and agreed upon together. If your partner refuses to include you or dismisses your right to be involved, that's a clear signal they aren't interested in a partnership, they're interested in control. They might put you on an allowance like you're a child, or make you feel guilty for every dollar you spend on yourself. They might demand to approve all your purchases or even discourage you from working so you stay financially dependent on them. Buying a new TV, planning a trip, even ordering takeout can turn into an argument. It's about power. This behavior robs you of your autonomy, your independence, and your self-worth. It creates a power imbalance so severe that a healthy, equal partnership is impossible. If your partner controls all the money, they control your ability to make choices, your ability to leave, and ultimately your freedom. Over time, this just wears down the respect and goodwill in the relationship, leaving you both feeling completely misunderstood and resentful, while the other believes life is for living and money is meant to be enjoyed right now. How do you even start to move forward? The saver has to understand that the spender isn't being reckless on purpose, they just find value in experiences, and the spender needs to see that the saver's obsession with a safety net comes from a real need for security, not a desire to be controlling. If you can't talk about money, you can't plan for the future. As soon as you get paid, you automate your savings for shared goals and retirement that handles the saver's need for security right off the top. Then, with what's left, you cover your shared bills, and this is the most important part, you each get a set amount of guilt free spending money every month. You can't team up to buy a house, save for retirement, or handle an emergency. It's all about finding a middle ground that honors both of your perspectives. This avoidance just breeds resentment and stress that bleeds into every other part of your life together. And here's the kicker. A great way to start is by agreeing on a fun, shared goal, like saving for an amazing vacation. It honestly helps the channel get this info out to more people who might be going through the same thing. Thank you, now let's get back to it. This makes budgeting feel less like a punishment and more like a positive team project. It reframes the money talk from something that causes fights to a tool that helps you build the life you both really want. You have to make talking about money a normal, everyday thing, not a crisis conversation. If you have a bad feeling about something, launching in with accusations will get you nowhere. Lead with dreams, ask questions like, what does financial freedom actually look like to you? If we could do one big thing in the next 5 years, what would it be? What's the first thing you ever learned about money? Getting to know your partner's money story builds empathy and gives you context for why they act the way they do. No hiding, it's going to be awkward, but it's the only way to rebuild. From there, you can figure out a system that works for both of you. Maybe it's the yours, mine, and ours approach, with a joint account for shared bills and separate accounts for personal spending. This is a popular way to give both partners some freedom while keeping things clear for your shared goals. The only rule is that you both have to agree on the system together. Instead, pick a specific time to talk when you're both calm and won't be interrupted. This isn't a fight. Think of it as a state of the union for your finances. A 2025 Bankrate survey found that 45% of people in those relationships believe financial infidelity is just as bad as, or even worse than, physical cheating. Every time you try to bring up a budget, a bill, or a goal, they just shut down. You might hear, "Don't worry, I've got it," or "I really don't want to get into this right now," or they might just get defensive and angry. For example, "I've been feeling worried about our financial future, and I'd love for us to get on the same page and look at everything as a team." It's less about blame and more about shared goals. These secrets often fly under the radar, quietly eating away at the foundation of your partnership until one day the trust is just gone. The secret life of their money. This is what experts call financial infidelity. You're a team, cutting back, brown bagging lunch, and watching that savings account grow. You're working toward this amazing shared dream. Then a letter shows up. It's a collections notice for a maxed out credit card you had no idea even existed. In an instant, that dream of a new home vanishes, and all that's left is this gut punch of betrayal and shock. Suddenly, you realize you weren't a team at all. You were playing two totally different games, and it's not about one little white lie. It's a pattern of deception that can completely shatter a relationship. This could be anything from hiding debt and secret credit cards to lying about how much things really cost. In this video, we're going to expose the most common and destructive financial red flags that could be silently killing your relationship, and more importantly, we're going to give you the tools and the words to deal with them before it is too late. Section 1. Red Flag 1: Financial Infidelity. Let's dive into the number one red flag, the one that's at the root of almost every other money issue: secrecy. Picture this. You and your partner are hustling to save for a down payment on a house. This feels so devastating because money in a relationship is almost never just about the money. So, what's the fix? First, you have to create a space that feels safe enough for honesty. Try framing the conversation with "I feel" statements. The mission is total transparency. That means sitting down and putting all the cards on the table, all income, all debts, all accounts. Section 2, red flag number 2, the communication shutdown. All right. The next big red flag is when your partner completely refuses to talk about money. This is so dangerous because silence is where financial problems fester and grow. Whatever the reason, this communication breakdown makes a real partnership impossible. So, how do you fix it? The best way to do this is to schedule regular, low pressure money dates. Don't lead with numbers. Once you've built that foundation of shared dreams, you can ease into the practical side. If any of this is hitting home for you or you're finding this advice helpful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. Section 3. Red flag number 3, mismatched financial values. The third critical red flag is a fundamental clash in financial values. Here's the thing, neither of these mindsets is inherently wrong. When your core values are this far apart, every financial choice becomes a potential fight. The solution isn't for the saver to become a spender or vice versa. First, you have to actually acknowledge and validate each other's feelings. The best practical strategy here is a budget that makes room for both priorities. The pay yourself first method is fantastic for this. This is money you can spend on whatever you want, no questions asked. Section 4, red flag number 4, financial control. The final and, frankly, most insidious red flag is financial control. This might look like your partner insisting on handling all the finances while keeping you completely in the dark. This isn't just responsible money management. The solution here requires setting a very firm boundary. This is not a situation for a simple compromise. You must have access to and knowledge of your financial situation. You must insist on being an equal partner in all financial decisions. If you recognize these behaviors in your relationship and you feel unsafe or unable to address them, please get help. So, there you have it. Financial infidelity. The thread that ties all of these red flags together is that they aren't really about dollars and cents. But here is the good news. If you can learn to navigate these money conversations with honesty and empathy, thank you so much for watching.